Hey, good morning, everybody. Brenda Hillard here at createwithbrenda.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live every Saturday morning with another episode of Coffee and Create. So, today I'm changing it up a little bit. Check out this adorable coffee mug. Can you see? Stampin' Up! And guess what I have inside? Hot apple cider. Yay. It's so good. I set up a pot right downstairs here in my stamping room, and yesterday I had a few friends stop by and crafted with both of them when they came, so that was kind of fun. And there's lots of stuff going on, you guys. I don't have to tell you that, right, with the holidays coming. This will be our last Coffee and Create until after Thanksgiving. So today's card has a little Thanksgiving theme. And before we get started, I just want to tell all of you how thankful I really am for you. I really am. You motivate me, you inspire me, and I just love chatting with you on Saturday mornings. So, good morning, Joyce Paulson. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. I was just wishing everyone happy Thanksgiving. I hope the video is a little bit better this morning. I tried to make some adjustments to my CPU usage, but I don't know. It looks like it's still stalling out. So if it's really painful, then just remember that I do upload my videos to YouTube, so you can view it there, and it'll be a little bit more comfortable, or hopefully better. So that's what I was told, is it was probably like the CPU usage or whatever, but I don't know. I'll just have to delve into it further and see where it goes. So let's get back to what I was telling you about all the stuff going on. So we just got done with the seasonal sale. I hope you were all able to cash in on that. And then the other thing that's coming is the mini catalog last chance product promotion. So watch my newsletter on Monday morning. If you're not a subscriber to my newsletter, go out to createwithbrenda.com and subscribe to my newsletter. Also, we're winding down, getting to the last days of November, and right now I am doing anybody that places an order with me of $25 or more in November gets put into my 12 days of Christmas. So be sure to place your orders. If they're under $150, use my monthly host code. Let's see, where is it? It is right there. And be sure to add that to your order at checkout, and you will receive my you'll get entered into my 12 Days of Christmas gift away, which is always fun. And what else? All the details for my gift away are at createwithbrenda.com too. So, yeah, what's coming, right? So if you're a demonstrator, pre-order starts on December 1st from the new January through April 2023 catalog, which will run for customers from January 5th through May 1st. Now, the celebration is changing again. There's only going to be one celebration a year, and that will run from January 5th through February 28th. There's going to be no more celebration twice a year. We're going back to our regular catalogs, where the mini catalogs will run for a shorter period of time, so January to May 1st. The annual catalog is staying the same, and then the mini catalog, the fall mini for Christmas, is going to run from September through December. So 3 months on those. The other exciting news is there's going to be quarterly exclusive collections, which is exciting, and I don't know what they are. I just know they are, and I think you'll be excited about them too. So I can see I have a few people on. The only person I can see commenting is Joyce Paulson. So thank you, Joyce. Be sure to like and share. That helps grow my viewership, which is the goal of Coffee and Create with Brenda, right? besides getting to chat with you. I have to have a sip of my cider. It's really good. Do you like how matchy I am? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. What is CIL? Donna. CIL? I don't know. Anyway, you like how matchy I am? I've got my logoed Stampin' Up! Sweatshirt. This is available for purchase. I've got my logoed, hot coffee cup. Those are for sale. So if you're into logo wear and want to be a Stampin' Up! Groupie, get your stuff. All right, I'm going to flip down to my workstation and we are going to get started. Although, remember what I said, check my newsletter Monday morning. That's going to have, good morning, Beth. That's going to have all of the products that will be on the last chance sale from the, the July through December mini, okay? So, all right. Let's flip down to my workstation. Yay, here we are. Now you can see my cider. I'll move it off to the side so I don't end up with it on my projects. All right, you guys. So here's the paper. We're going to be using the Rustic Harvest. I figured since this is my last time here, my last time until after Thanksgiving, I wanted to do a Thanksgiving themed card and just let you know that I am very thankful for you. That Rustic Harvest paper is gorgeous. Here's the card I put together, and I'll show you how I did it, and I will also be putting the measurements and the supplies in my YouTube description, so you'll want to check my YouTube, okay? Chilly morning, misspelling and tapping the wrong button. Oh, got it. Yes, it is a chilly morning for sure. All right, you guys, couple of fun things here with this layout. Let me find what, oh, here. Look, I'm so organized and now I couldn't find my stuff. All right, so the stamp, let's go with this first before I start digging in here. The bundle is the Hello Harvest bundle. Let me move it so there isn't that reflection. Really, really pretty. Very versatile with this flower spray. There's the flower spray dies. You can even lift one of these flowers if you'd like. There's the little die there. The leaf is amazing. We used this at our fall stamping retreat. And speaking of that, our spring retreat is coming up on January 21st. It's going to be on a Saturday this time. We're back at Dennis Drummond Winery. And you can register on my website at createwithbrenda.com, or I will put it in the registration form in my newsletter again too. It's a fun, fun day. We'll have lots more room being back at the winery, so I hope you'll join us. Okay, back to our stamps. So these are the dies. I guess, yeah. Oh, and I'm missing, because I'm going to be using this big pumpkin die that's in there, and that cuts out this one, okay? I'm going to be using the sentiment, "You are such a blessing." And then, of course, the dies that I'm going to use are the Stylish Shapes dies. That, you guys, you know that sale that was just on, the seasonal sale? I ordered another set of these so that when I cut things out, I have 2 of each. And I love these. Love, love, love them. I use them all the time. So the one we're going to be using is this little short squat banner. And then the other product is this Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. This is gorgeous. And it's kind of one of those things when you go through the catalog you miss it. So watch for that, or look in the back with the new products and you'll see the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. All right, so the only other things that I'm using is I'm going to use some linen thread. I'm going to use the Rustic Metallic Adhesive Back Dots. And today I will be sending a card out to one of my viewers. So be sure to comment, like, and share so that you get in on the drawing to see if you are the lucky recipient of one of my cards. All right, so here's our pieces. I've got our pumpkin on block D. I'm putting the "You Are Such a Blessing" sentiment on block D. That's kind of an oversized block for that, but that's okay. And then I have the die. And here's our pieces for our card. So I have a basic white standard card base. And like I said, I will put all these measurements on my description on YouTube, okay? So check them out there. So I have a piece of Designer Series paper number 1 that measures 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. I have another piece, and this one is directional. If you're doing your card in portrait, it's going to go across. So if the Designer Series paper, that's what I'm trying to say, is directional, make sure that it's going up and down this way, okay? This one measures 1 1/2 by 4 1/4, so it's just a little bit smaller. I have a square of Old Olive that measures 2 3/4 inch square. I have a scrap of Cajun Craze and a scrap of basic white. And then I have just a 1/2 inch strip of the Designer Series paper. And of course, that's because there's no naked envelopes here at Create with Brenda. And I got the coolest card this week in the mail from Donna and Peggy that they had actually stamped out with alphabet letters that said "No naked envelopes" on the back of the envelope. It just made me chuckle, and I knew when I opened the mailbox, then that was facing up, that it was from them for sure. So thank you, you guys. All right, so there's our decorated envelope. Got that taken care of. And we're going to stamp our sentiment. So the ink choices the inks I'm using for this card are Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Cajun Craze. Okay? I'm going to take the Cajun Craze. I'm going to ink up "You Are Such a Blessing." And I'm just going to stamp that right here. So there's, oops, I wasn't going to mess up my new placemat, and look what I already did. Wah, wah. Oh well, there's more where that came from. All right, Early Espresso ink. I'm going to ink up my pumpkin, moving it around on my stamp pad. Remember to do that so you get good ink coverage. And then I'm just going to stamp my pumpkin right here. All right. And then our next step is going to be, this is the coolest technique, you guys. I made a really cute, well, I think it's really cute, swap card that uses this technique, and I'll show it to you at the end of our video, or end of our demonstration here. But I'm gonna just bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I just have platform 1, and remember I told you this beautiful leaf fall folder, right? So is what I'm going to do is on the side that's marked Stampin' Up, I am going to take my Mossy Meadow ink, and I'm just going to ink up a spot here on my embossing folder. This does not hurt your embossing folder. It washes right off. And then I'm going to take my 2 3/4 inch square piece of Old Olive. I'm going to lay it right on here. close up my folder. Remember, you always put your hinge in first, right? Then using plate number 4 with the 3D embossing folder, I'm just going to roll this through my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And wait until you see this. At first it looks a little bit dark, but once it dries, it's really pretty. So here's what we have. Look at how light green those leaves are and dark green the background is. Alright, so now I'm going to switch out my plates. I still have platform number 1. I'm going to put in plate number 2, like this. My well-loved cutting plate. And then we're going to get our little pieces out from under here. And I'm going to line up my Cajun Craze pumpkin that was stamped with the early espresso. And I have my little sentiment here, "You are such a blessing." And that fits perfectly right in that little stylish shapes banner. And then I have my second cutting plate, number 3. So I'm just going to press down, run them through. Oops. You guys, I can see my video's interrupted. I'm sorry. I don't know. It just says it should resume shortly, so... And I'm not the only one having trouble with this, I know. But I thought if I made some adjustments on my video definition that it would help. But I see that it's being a little bit crazy. So... Alright, so that's it for die cutting. Now we're just going to assemble. So, see how this is lightening up and those leaves are becoming more apparent? Isn't that fun? And I had done one earlier where I did Mossy Meadow on Mossy Meadow, so it's not as distinct, but we'll decide which one we should use here in just a minute. So here's our pieces. Bring in our card base. And the first piece that we're going to add here is that Designer Series paper number 1, the 1 3/4 by 4.5. I'm just going to add some Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to place that on the right side of my card with about maybe just about 1/4 of an inch border there. Okay? Zoom in just a touch. Okay. Then our piece that we had that's as wide as our card, remember that one measured 1.5 by 4 1/4. I'm just going to add my Stamp and Seal, and I'm going to put that right across the bottom here. So we've got that. So we see a little above, a little below, and then across. Now, here's what. This I am putting right in here, and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. So, do you like the look of the bright green leaves, or do you like the look of the Mossy Meadow with a more subtle? And is what really makes this come to life. Okay, so there's our pumpkin on the Mossy Meadow. But look at what happens when we put the pumpkin on the bright green. I really love how that looks. I don't know. Let's see what I have. If I can refresh my chat. And I've got lots more viewers on. My chat's being kind of slow, so I'm not going to spend any more time with that. But let's go with the light green. I just think that helps lighten it up and make it look a little bit more fun. And to really accentuate this piece, I want to use dimensionals. on the back. I know you're surprised. I use dimensionals all the time, right? I always like to put this one in the middle so that it doesn't sag. I always feel like there's nothing worse than when you look at a card and like the different dimensions aren't level. And I'm just going to set that right in here, like that. I still want to be able to see my pumpkin paper. I love my Cajun craze. I think this piece just adds so much. And we'll put a few dimensionals on our, on our pumpkin. And then I'm going to set that right up here. I did take a little bit of Wink of Stella, and I just colored a little bit on those, the shading from the stamp. It felt like it just gave it just the right amount of sparkle. And then I did just adhesive on the back. I felt like because I had this piece popped up, that this one could just go straight across. And I do have it hanging off from the pumpkin, so I did not put any adhesive on this right side. So I'm just going to put that right down like so. And then with our linen thread as the finish. Oops, it looks like I need to, I think I already did stock up on linen thread. One of my Christmas cards uses linen thread. But you see how I doubled the strands? And now I'm going to tie my bow. And I love doing the double threaded bows. Now taking one of my mini glue dots. I don't know why I call them mini glue dots, but is that what they are in the catalog? Mini? I guess they're just regular glue dots. I'm going to pick up a glue dot and then I'm going to squish it just a little bit, and then I'm going to put it right up here on my pumpkin. And that's a little bit long, so I need to get my ribbon scissors back here. I am going to leave them kind of long. I like how that looks on the pumpkin there. So trim that, and then I get this. Hi, Janine. Good. I'm glad. And yes, yay, bright green. I was in agreement with the bright. The dark was just like too dark. I think it has a place. But you guys, dig through your embossing folders. I'm not kidding. There are so many of them that work beautifully with this technique. Now I'm not done, because remember I told you we were going to use the, wherever I put them now, that we were going to use the rustic adhesive backed. There they are. Alright, so these rustic metallic adhesive back dots, and is what I did. I felt like this corner needed a little something, so I just put one down, and then I put one on each side. I have an easier time getting them lined up like I want them if I start in the center and then do one to each side. So I ended up with the 3 on the bottom. So when you look at this card, I think it's really like a wow card. And you saw, seriously, just how simple it really is to cut the strips, right? I love it. And then of course we have our matchy-matchy envelope. So I will do a drawing this afternoon. I can't really put a time on it because I have a little errand to run. I have to go to Brainerd, so that always takes a while. But I will take a look at the comments and whatnot when I get home, and I will do a drawing, and somebody will be the lucky recipient of one of these cards. Remember, I'll put the measurements and the supplies in the description on my YouTube channel, so you can go there for that information. And oh, I know, I was going to show you. I'll be doing a video this week for this card, but I thought it turned out really cute. So, for our spring retreat, we used the Storybook Gnome paper, which I had a lot of Storybook Gnome paper. So let me show you what I did. I don't know, if you guys have been following me or swap with me, you will know that I have been in just a fussy cutting frenzy. So I fussy cut out from the designer series paper, the Storybook Gnome, these little birds, the reindeer, the fox, and there was a bunny and a moose. I think I used all the bunnies, okay? But anyway, you can see fussy cut, fussy cut. Anyway, I did that same embossing folder technique on a piece of basic white using the Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder. And I used Pool Party ink. So you can see my trees stayed white, but the background turned, of course, the ink color, the Pool Party. And then just sliced these snowflakes are amazing, the wonderful snowflakes. They're iridescent on one side and plain white on the other. I felt like I needed a little iridescent, so I just cut one in half, put a little bit on this half of my circle, and this is again the stylish shaped circle. So I put half of it here, half of it up here. I used that beautiful Pool Party sheer ribbon, and then you can see I've got the little bunny, the reindeer, and the fox. And then when you open it, this Warm Wishes sentiment and the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year come from the gnome set. And then I just set this little bird in there on top. So, there will be a video coming this week with this card. But the main thing I wanted to show you was this beautiful embossing folder technique. I love it. Like, I just want to try it with all of my embossing folders. So that's what I have today for you, my stamping friends. Thanks, Janine. That went out to a demonstrator group that I swap with out of New Mexico. So anyway, that's today's project. This is the end of another episode with Coffee and Create with Brenda. And I really, really want to wish each and every one of you a happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Bye for now.